Good morning, America. Okay, so I just came back from Target, nearby Trail Dust Town in Tucson, Arizona, and I was able to get my hands on this brand new board game based off of the General Mills Monster cereals. Monster Crunch, the breakfast battle game, starring Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Blueberry, but also Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy. This is pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure very few people know about the battle game, let alone have one in their possession at this moment. So let's dive right into the game and the contents and take it from there. So here we are. Get the lid off here. Got everything kind of prepared to show off some of the box art, some of the sides, and the inside also has characters on the edges. I'll show you there. It's Fruity Yummy Mummy. There is Frankenberry right there, and Blueberry. And inside the box is your quintessential manual to play the card game. We'll open that up real quick and kind of show you some. There's Fruit Brute holding his cards, and there's a setup of the game and how to play, how the cards are used and the milk tokens are used. And then of course at the end here is talking about monster powers and scoring. And I think what we'll do now is right here are the monster power cards. Thought we could have a look at those. So each character has two monster powers while playing the game. Here's Count Chocula going baddie. Until the next round, players must play equal to or lower than the previous player. And then it has the Count Chocula logo on the back. We also have Vampire. Place one card from your scoring pile back into the box, and then take one milk token. We got Frankenberry's moves. Milkenstein. Take one milk token if you have 0 milk tokens. Strongberry. Pay 1 milk token to combine any 2 cards this turn. Blueberry. His moves are Ghostly. Draw 2 cards. And Boo. Play a single card. That card value is counted as double. And of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, Fruit Brute. Actually spelled F-R-U-I-T this time around. Scary Howl. Choose even or odd until the next round. Players may only play cards of that type. And Full Moon. You may combine 2 cards with equal value this turn without spending a milk token. And then, last but definitely not least, is Fruity Yummy Mummy with Mummy's Tomb. Swap 1 card from your hand with 1 card from your scoring pile. And unwrap. Until the next round, players may not combine cards. And then, of course, the Fruity Yummy Mummy logo, which I'll show more of that because there's plenty of other items in here to look at. We've got the playing cards. Each of the playing cards has a number and a visual representation of the cereal boxes. So that was Yummy Mummies. Here's one for Fruit Brute, F-R-U-I-T. And further in the pile we've got Frankenberry. And then next up is Count Chocula. Yum. It's kind of the style of kind of the logo they used when the monsters were new back in the 70s and 80s. Blueberry is of course the last card. last character in the collection. We've got the milk tokens right there, but what I want to focus on next is they have these cards here, which are your cereal bowls. And the first cereal bowl here is Fruity Yummy Mummy, followed by Count Chocula. Next up is Frankenberry. I bet you'll never guess what this one is. I'll give you a hint. It's Blueberry. Yeah. And the last one is Fruit Brute. Again, F-R-U-I-T, which is interesting, considering when they re-released all 5 monsters the last time, back in 2013, Fruit Brute was spelled F-R-U-T-E, similar to Brute. The rumor is that General Mills and some sort of rule with cereal and health food and stuff like that was that you couldn't use the word fruit if fruit is not actually in the product or something weird like that. So, you know, and since Fruity Yummy Mummy is spelled fruity with sort of an adjective representing fruit but not necessarily fruit, I guess they got away with fruity for Fruity Yummy Mummy. But anyway, that is the contents of the box. Not too complex, but very interesting. And I guess one of the main things, the main reason why I wanted to do this video was as a shout out to General Mills. It's July 21st as I'm recording this, and even though we have this really awesome board game that celebrates all 5 of the monster cereals, the question is 2015 going to be all 5 monsters in the cereal aisle? That's the big question. And even though this board game hints that that's very well possible, that it may just be something to play as a game and not necessarily a product in the store. And I'm hoping, really hoping that's not the case. And I wanted to point out some things, specifically with the cereal bowl cards on this game, that allude to the thoughts concerning General Mills doing a quintet this year. Now, the first thing that struck my interest with the main trio here is that all of the cereals have been sort of streamlined. Now, General Mills, when they started the monster cereals, they had these weird, like, circular window shapes for the cereal and little pellets for the marshmallows, kind of like the pellets that you find in a prepackaged cocoa. And it was like that for a while, and it was like that with Fruit Brute. And at some point when Fruit Brute was discontinued in '83, the monsters got a facelift with big marshmallows that had shapes and cereal bits shaped like ghosts, kind of like those Pac-Man ghosts, as you can see here. Well, they've had a countless number of marshmallow shapes. They've had ghost marshmallows, they've had bat marshmallows, they've had monster mellows that are actually shaped like the heads of the characters, like Blueberry here. And then when Count Chocula played it solo back in the 90s, he had an array of marshmallows. Wolf marshmallows, lightning bolt marshmallows, Casper marshmallows, goosebump marshmallows, the list goes on and on. But since then, the Monster Trio has had a certain set of marshmallows, and when they brought back Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy, they pretty much had one shaped marshmallow in multiple colors, which was just basically the Boo-Berry Head marshmallow, back when they had the Monster Mellows in the early 80s. And each monster just had a monster shape like their heads, which is kind of a weird idea to have in a cereal. Anyway, but this board game alludes to the idea that General Mills has taken the monster cereals and has streamlined them to basically just two shapes. We've got the classic ghost shape we've had for ever since the 80s, and the bat marshmallows. So ghosts and bats, that's it. Those are the shapes. And that leads me to believe that that helps with the production of these cereals every year by just basically having one shape cereal, one shape marshmallow, and then worry about the individual flavors for the characters, which leads me to believe that this is the way they've gone around, hopefully, bringing back the quintet. Now we've talked about the streamline, I want to talk about the two monster cereals, Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy. Now originally, Fruit Brute came out in 1974 with fruit-flavored cereal and lime marshmallows, and these are pretty much the exact colors from that original release. You got the orange pieces, you've got the pink pieces, and then you've got the lime marshmallows, and they are the lime bat shapes in here. And of course, Fruity Yummy Mummy would be introduced in '87 with the similar shapes, orange pieces, pink pieces, and then they had yellow marshmallows because it was fruity flavored cereal with vanilla. Now when these two came back in 2013,